With the recent success of Tales of Arise, very good game by the way, would recommend the combat, very fun. It seems that Bandai Namco in partnership with, excuse me as I butcher this name, COLOPL, will soon be delivering another new experience in the Tales of franchise in the form of Tales of Luminaria, a mobile action RPG with gacha elements that aims to bring the Tales of combat into the palm of your hands. The game will be launching in early November with 2 distinct servers, the Japanese one releasing on the 3rd of November, while global releasing on the 4th of November. I wanted to give you guys some more information about Tales of Luminaria before it drops on the 4th, so here are some things that I think you should know about this game. The game will be in portrait mode only. I was pretty surprised about this fact just because most action games tend to lend themselves to landscape mode better, you have a better view of the enemies around you. But on the bright side, with a forced perspective, they could do a couple of cool things. I saw in a preview from another YouTuber that, for example, the big raid bosses will be the center of the camera, so no matter where you move, the camera will be aimed at the boss, so that it makes it a little bit better than just having a landscape mode, because now your focus is always on the boss. And being a portrait mode game is not always bad, as it's easier to play when you're on the go. The last portrait mode game I played was Dragalia Lost, and that game had some pretty freaking awesome boss fights later on in the game, so portrait mode can definitely work to bring high octane action and challenging content, so don't knock it till you try it. Alright, the second thing I want to talk about is that this game is an equipment only gacha. Now, for those of you who are new to mobile games in general, gacha games usually rely on luck, using paid currency to unlock characters and equipment. In this game though, it seems that you will be getting all characters for free, or they are unlockable by playing the game. So that way you'll never miss out on any of the characters' story as they get released. However, this game is still a gacha, and the gacha will be tied to the equipment. From what I've seen in early access and beta gameplay, it seems that the equipment will be the way that your character will unlock new skills, whether it be just a stronger skill or new skill set entirely that lets them change the way they play. We'll have to see when the game comes out. But with that said though, even if the equipment gacha is a gacha, I'm happy that we can at least access all of the story content without having to pay money. I saw some footage of a raid battle, and it seemed that the rare equipment will change a character's appearance, which is kind of nice. So here's hoping once you unlock a equipment skin or appearance, you can overlay that on top of anything you're wearing, so that way your equipment doesn't change your appearance all the time, and you can kind of select and choose and have that customization for your characters. And if it's not in the game at launch, well, Bandai Namco, COLOPL, I hope you're listening. Please add that in. Quality of life, people will love it. Okay. Alright, on to the next point. There will be 2 servers. I'm not sure if the servers can talk to each other, but there will be a JP server with JP voices in the game, and a global server with English only voices. I don't know why they're doing it. I can guess that is to reduce the size of the game, or maybe there's some licensing issues, I don't know. So if that's something that will bother you, I do suggest playing on the server that has the voices that you want. But look, coming from a guy who doesn't care if it's sub or dub, and I read a lot of manga, alright? Give the English voice actors a chance. The cast here is pretty freaking stellar. The names that have shown up, the preview gameplays with the voices are great. And the dialogue, ooh, they seem really, really good for me. I'm really excited for the story just because of the presentation one with the art style and the voices. So if that is a peeve of yours, keep that in mind.
I was able to buy that peddler enough time to escape. That makes all of this worthwhile. Of course now, it comes down to how nobly I can finish this thing. Right. This is it. Time to put it all on the line. Make this last fight one to remember! You go! Sally!
There is co-op in this game. As with most mobile games, raid battles seems to be a thing. It seems that you'll be able to play with actual players in real time. However, it is yet to be seen how involved co-op gameplay is, or if it's just killing bosses over and over and over again with each other. I'm going to assume that's the way it is, but I really do hope that if it is just that, the raid bosses will be raid-like and very fun. Neugralia Lost is very good at this with making you farm equipment in the game to fight stronger bosses, to farm better equipment, and so on and so forth. And you have to have actual team comps to clear these bosses. Now, I just talked a lot about co-op and combat and portrait mode and all this other stuff, but I do want to say that I think at the end of the day, Tales of Luminaria is story focused. As of late, we've been spoiled by some absolutely quality mobile games that have raised the bar on what a gacha mobile game can be. I mainly run a Genshin channel and have been playing it since launch, and the many things that Genshin Impact does well, such as exploration, the world building, the build variety in many characters, and the lack of forced grinding, all of these things had made it hard for me to jump into standard gacha mobile games that focus on only farming, raids, and autoplay. And yes, I hear you out there, Genshin players, we farm artifacts day and night, but that's not necessary to experience most of the game. This is not the Tales of series' first foray into mobile games. So far, they have released 2 spin-off mobile games that focuses on crossovers and 1 mainline title that has crossover characters. The 2 spin-off mobile games are Tales of Link and Tales of the Rays, and the 1 new mainline title with crossover characters is Tales of Crestoria. 2 of these have been closed down in Global, Link, and Rays respectively, and as an ex-Tales of Crestoria player myself, Crestoria doesn't seem to be doing so well in the grand scheme of things. So why am I optimistic about Tales of Luminaria?
More lightning!
Incineration wave!
Here's a
Lightning
healing
strike!
arc! Feel! Falling apart! Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Being a Tales of fan myself, with my 2 favorite titles being Arise and Tales of Vesperia, I do hope that they employ a simple to get into combat that has a lot of depth. There is a high ceiling to both Vesperia and Tales of Arise, where player expression is very, very, very encouraged. Now, Tales of Luminaria being a mobile game not designed by the core Tales team, I'm gonna hold my breath on that one as it's aiming for a different audience. However, there is one thing that has been consistent throughout most Tales games in existence, and that is the character building and the writing of the characters. A lot of Tales characters have some very, very awesome and likable characters, and I think that is going to be the focus of this game. I'm excited about Tales of Luminaria because of their non-reliance on established characters. From all the teaser materials out there, there has been no cameos or crossover in sight. I love me some crossovers, but when a game tries to stand on its own 2 feet with brand new characters, that gives me a lot of hope. It has to do the legwork to build up the characters and make them likable. And from the little shown, even in English, it seems that the characters and the interactions are at the forefront of this game's experience.
A thrilling comeback from an almost certain death. It takes a noble spirit to put on that kind of show. But guess who's got one? Me, Leo Foucault!
All you did was get rescued by your childhood friend. If anyone deserves credit for acting nobly back there, it's me and Celia, for risking our lives to save you.
I understand that Tales of games has a tradition of skits, extra dialogue to build character, but in recent entries I feel they do more to halt the pace of gameplay for the players than help it. But it seems Luminaria is doing in-field voices and cutscenes as their approach, which fit better into the mobile ecosystem and help to make the pacing better. Of course, with new characters entirely, it is a good jumping in point for many new players as well. You don't have to know anything about Tales of to jump in and enjoy this game. Also, if you love Food Wars, or rather Shogeki no Soma, then you probably already noticed, but Shun Saiki is the main character designer for Tales of Luminaria, and his artwork is distinct and brimming with personality. As I said before with the voice acting, it seems that the art is also high budget, so if you have reservations on this game's global server closing very early on, just like some of the other older mobile Tales of games, I'm gonna say give them a chance. There seems to be a big push here to make this game succeed with the amount of production quality that is going into this product. So at least from an outsider looking in, it seems that they're trying really hard to make this game a successful Western release or global release per se. So I felt like I gave you quite a bit to digest, so let's wrap this up nice and tight. I hope Tales of Luminaria transcends being just another auto-battler gacha game. It does seem that way. I really hope that this is going to be a great experience for many new players to experience some of the depth and the character that most traditional mainline Tales of games provide, like Tales of Vesperia and Tales of Arise. Both of which can be bought on Steam and played right now if you're interested, wink wink. But yeah, I do hope that the combat becomes more nuanced as it goes on, and I do hope that the challenge content requires meaningful teamwork and cooperation to succeed in these fights. However, there are some things that raises my eyebrows a little bit, with some interesting decisions being made, such as the lack of JP voices for global, portrait only mode, please have a left-handed support because I'm a lefty, and a non-reliance on established Tales characters. Tales of Luminaria definitely is brimming with potential though, and I am very excited to jump in and give this game a try when it drops on November 4th for global and November 3rd for JP. I want to experience the story, and I hope the characters and stories are well written. I want to learn the depths of the combat, and with any luck, hope to the gacha gods that co-op is meaningful and fun, because I'm all about that co-op action. With all of that said, will you be giving this game a try when it drops? Let me know in the comments below. If you plan on playing global, join my Discord and play with me. I'd love to do a group review of this game if given the chance. I hope you have a good one. My name is Varsona, and if you found this video helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Peace!